Hello my little flowers, it is Space People Day. That's right, it is May the 4th, 2024, and we've got a lot to unpack from our kind of 2-day excursion. So with all that being said, let's go. Mike the Bee, the music. So it's May the 4th weekend. We took a couple days off to enjoy this weekend. We had some friends from out of town join us as well. And we started our day off, our weekend off, at Disney Springs. That's right, we did a little pregame at Disney Springs. We went there initially for dinner, but of course, while we were there, we had to check out the Star Wars merchandise. Now, one of the things I wanted to point out is if you're interested, if you're a big Ewok fan like I am, you'll be very interested to know that you can get a life-size replica of Wicket the Ewok. Now you can only get him through disneystore.com, and he was made as a collector's figure for Star Wars Return of the Jedi's 40th anniversary. Now Wicket stands at 3 feet 1 inch, and you can get him for $499 plus tax and I'm sure shipping as well. So if you're super interested, you can go on disneystore.com and get your own life-size replica of Wicket the Ewok. Now, one of the other things we did stop into is they do all kinds of like little special treats all over property, mostly at Disney Springs and Disney's Hollywood Studios. So we were at Disney Springs and we decided to stop into the Ganachery because they were doing a special Millennium Falcon chocolate pop. Now they kind of do this all the time. I've seen it quite a bit, even not during Star Wars May the 4th weekend. So if you're ever at Disney Springs, pop in there and kind of see what they have, because they actually have some really good chocolates, as you know, aside from just the Star Wars chocolates. I mean, they do all kinds of seasonal stuff, and so it's just always fun just kind of go into a little shop, see what they have, and just, you know, buy a couple pieces and give them a try. Now for May the 4th, the Ganachery did a Death Star Ganache Square. It was ruby chocolate with a 65% dark chocolate. And then they also did a Rebellion Ganache Square, which was white chocolate blended with dragon fruit and robed in dark 65% chocolate. Now, I did not get to try any of these chocolates. My partner, my sponsor, bought them, and I did not get to try any of them. So he said they were okay. He said that the flavors were very light, like they weren't super heavy. So like I guess the dragon fruit and that sort of thing, it wasn't like this kind of like big flavor that hit you. He said they were very kind of like muted. He said they were good, but he kind of wishes that the flavors were a little bit more pronounced. So just keep that in mind if you decide to go and try any of the specialty chocolates from the Ganachery. Okay. So now it's the actual big day. It's actually May the 4th. We made our way to Disney's Hollywood Studios to enjoy the day. Now I kind of want to preface this a little bit because if you're like me, you remember kind of way back, they did Star Wars weekends at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Now this was, I think, 4 or 5 weekends in usually the month of June. Sometimes it started in late May, but usually it was in the month of June. They used to have a parade, they used to have stars from the franchise, character meet and greets galore. Like, it was a full weekend full of just absolute fun. Star Wars fan, not a Star Wars fan, it was a good time. Like, it was a full day, it was amazing. They don't do that anymore. So if you go for May the 4th here at Hollywood Studios, it's kind of a regular day in the park, which is a little disappointing due to the fact that I know Disneyland is doing Star Wars nights, and so kind of wish they would kind of do something like that here. So even if they're not going to do like a big like Star Wars weekend situation like they used to do, if they brought back like a Star Wars nights, like the, you know, the separate ticketed like after hours event or something, I think that would be a big hit too. Either way, I kind of think they need to do a little bit more, but I digress. Anyway, we went to Hollywood Studios. We had a good time. We kind of started off, of course, going to Galaxy's Edge. Now, one fun thing I always like to point out is if you're entering Galaxy's Edge at Disney's Hollywood Studios from Grand Avenue, pay attention when you're going through the archway from Grand Avenue into Galaxy's Edge, because the kind of theming is made to look like you are going light speed to Batuu. So if you look at like the tile work and then just kind of the other, I don't even know what it is, if it's just more tile or what it is, but if you look at it the way that the grains and everything run, like it looks like, you know, you're going the light speed into Galaxy's Edge. It's really, really cool. So look for that little detail next time you're heading into Batuu. So as soon as we got into Batuu, we were hungry, so we decided to go and get us something from Docking Bay 7 Food and Cargo. Now you can do mobile order here, so it makes it a lot easier, and they were kind of monitoring like the seating situation. So make sure if you're going to do mobile order, it's a busy day, you have your order ready and it's like ready to be like sent for pickup before you get to the restaurant. That way you can get inside and get you a seat. Chef Strono Cookie Tugs has docked a food freighter loaded with fresh supplies, and he's ready to satisfy the appetites of visitors and locals alike with an array of exotic offerings. His planet-hopping travelers will allow him to prepare fare with unusual flavors that delight customers. So we got a couple different selections while we were in Docking Bay 7. So my partner decided to get the light up acid spitter orb sipper with lanyard served with moof juice. The moof juice was simply fruit punch, simply orange with pineapple, and chipotle pineapple. Now he let me have the moose juice because he got another drink for himself. It was actually quite refreshing. It was actually very light, and it was a hot day, which made it very, very refreshing. As far as what my partner decided to get for his drink, he actually got a taco Dana Quencher, which was Bacardi Dragonberry Rum, Blue Ciroc, Simply Orange with Pineapple, and Kiwi. He said it was quite delicious. I know this is a very popular drink at this location. So if you're looking to dine at Docking Bay 7 and you want something more adult, look for the Taco Dana Quencher. Now, as far as something to eat, I went with the fried Andorian chicken tip yip. It's a crispy chicken served with house-made macaroni and cheese and a roasted vegetable, which the roasted vegetable this time was broccoli. It was actually quite delicious. I do wish they had a little bit bigger portion when it came to the chicken. Everything else together, I mean, it was kind of a standard chicken, mac and cheese, and broccoli. Nothing like super exciting. Overall, it was good. I just wish the chicken portion was a little bit bigger. Now, I did want to say really quick that they did have the salvage stormtrooper helmet popcorn bucket on the day that we were there. Unfortunately, when we got there, it did sell out. Our friends did get their popcorn buckets, and we were happy for them because they don't necessarily live right here. Hopefully they decide to do another run because they were so popular, and eventually we can get our own popcorn bucket. So when you get to Batuu, it is the Black Spire Outpost. And so a lot of people don't know kind of like the story of it or where it comes from. I think it was mentioned in one of the comic books or one of the novels, which we had not read. So a lot of people don't know that it actually is in Star Wars canon. But let me tell you a little bit from what I found on the web. The Black Spire Outpost, or BSO, commonly known as Black Spire, was an outpost on the planet Batuu on the edge of the Outer Rim territories. It was one of the last stops before Wild Space and the Unknown Regions. The outpost was named for the giant petrified trees that towered over it, and one in particular that was colored black, the Black Spire. So of course, with any special day, there's special merchandise, and there was no different for this day on May the 4th. Now, something we did not know, we were not prepared for, is they did a virtual queue for the May the 4th merchandise. We did not get into this queue, we didn't know about it, so we unfortunately were not able to get any of the merchandise for the day. So Galaxy's Edge was very, very crowded pretty much the whole day for May the 4th. There's a lot of people dressed, you know, in their cosplay outfits, and you know, it was like a lot of camaraderie going on. It was really a good time. So we decided to take a little break and we headed back to Earth. We actually went to Pixar Plaza because a friend of mine was doing the whole like trying to meet characters and get autographs. And so we went over there because we saw that Sully was there meeting with people. It's been a hot minute since I met Sully, and I've never met him in Pixar Plaza. He was actually quite fun to meet and greet with. One of the other ones we met was Frozone. Now he's meeting kind of usually in the front of the Pixar Plaza, but we did get a chance to meet him while he was there during this day. Back to Galaxy's Edge we went because my partner Will decided he wanted to build another droid. Now he has already built several of these droids. I want to say 7 or 8, I don't know. I've lost count. He has a lot of them, but you know, what's one more, right? So we went to the Droid Depot so he could pick out his droid to build. Now the Droid Depot, if you don't know what it is, it's where you can go and you can choose to build an RC or BB unit droid. You pick your parts. You get a basket with blueprints and you go up to the build station. There's like a conveyor belt and there's all these different parts. And so the blueprint is there to help you, so you pick out the correct parts based on the unit you are trying to build. Once you get all your parts collected together, there is a cast member there to help you to the assembly station where you actually assemble your droid. It's very like interactive, it's a lot of fun. Like I said, my partner's built several of these droids and has just had a blast every single time. And then once your droid is all put together, ready to go, you are ready to activate your droid so you can have him with you in your travels around the Black Spire and beyond. Now, a little tidbit, once you activate your droid, leave him on. So if you end up getting the backpack, or even if you end up just getting the carrying case that comes with the droid, leave him on, because as he walks around Batuu, he does interact with the land. He'll interact with the other droids that also are powered on, and it's just a fun little thing, a little extra thing. So if you decide to build a droid, don't forget to leave him on while you're at the Black Spire outpost. And of course, because it was May the 4th, Star Wars Day, we had to ride Rise of the Resistance. We did. We went and we got into the queue, we got onto the attraction and experienced it. And of course, with the energy from the day and just everybody there, everybody was a fan, it just made the ride experience that much more amazing. Like if you haven't done Rise of the Resistance, get over to Hollywood Studios and do it. Even if you're not a Star Wars fan, it's really truly an amazing feat that the Disney Imagineers have put together. Like it's just mind-blowing. So, but yeah, but on this day it just kicked it up that one extra notch. So, during May the 4th, usually on May the 4th, there's an unofficial lightsaber meetup at the Millennium Falcon. Now, this is usually put on by a group. They are online. I believe they're on Facebook. I can't remember their name. If you follow them, then you know. You're in the know. And so what I found out is that this year, this particular group was going to be at Disneyland on May the 4th. So they set up their unofficial meetup for lightsabers the week before. And so it was kind of up in the air. We kind of kept talking to people like, do you guys know, are they still doing this meetup? Like, is it gonna happen? And a lot of people were like, yeah, people will gather. Like whether or not this group is doing it officially, unofficially, it's gonna happen. We kind of waited for like close to sunset, and we heard like this crowd roar coming from the Millennium Falcon area. We hightailed it over there, and oh my God, like I can't even explain the madness that was happening in that area. Like the entire area around the Falcon and then down towards like August Cantina, it was just cram-packed with people and their lightsabers. It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. If you get a chance to experience something like that, do it, especially if you are a Star Wars fan. You have a lightsaber, it kind of helps, but it was a little overwhelming. But it was amazing. Like it was both at the same time. Now my boyfriend, you know, he doesn't do great with large crowds anyway, so he was able to kind of be in it for a minute, and then he like went and found a space to go and like get away from it all. But I kind of was around there for a minute, went and took a break. I came back when it got a little darker because I was like, I'm sure it's amazing at night with all the lightsabers lit up. And it was, but it was pure insanity and chaos, and it was amazing. So if you ever get to Batuu on May the 4th, try to stay for sunset to dusk for the lightsaber meetup. It's unofficial, it's not set up by Disney at all, it is set up by the fans. But it's a really cool and amazing sight to see. Just be prepared for the crazy around that area, because it was. So one of the final things we did to kind of end our evening at May the 4th, Star Wars Day celebration 2024, is we got into Savi's workshop. My partner has built 2 of the 4 types of lightsabers that you can choose from. So he went for number 3 on May the 4th. What they do now is they require you to pay for the lightsaber up front. Before you can make the reservation, and then when you got there, you pay for it when you got there. I think this is so that they can prevent so many people from like backing out, because it's very popular. There's a lot of people that want to do it, but they can't get a reservation. I think what they're just trying to get people who truly want to do it, can commit to doing it. So you pay for it up front, and then that way it's like, it's done. You're gonna go and do it. You're gonna be there. You have a spot. Let me tell you about Savi's workshop. There are gatherers that usher you into a covert workshop packed with unusual parts, whimsical pieces, and miscellaneous memorabilia collected from the far reaches of the galaxy. Under the guidance, you can construct your very own lightsaber and bring it to life through the power of kyber crystals. Builders beware, you must protect the shop's secrecy to avoid being discovered by the First Order. Now, like I said, my partner has already built 2. This was his 3rd build. So he was basically a master builder, and the gatherers that were trying to help those that kind of were there for the first time or were kind of have a difficult time, they were basically like, hey, you got this if you have any questions. And so he got done really, really fast. And our kind of like main guy that was there bringing us to the experience kind of came up and had a little chit chat with them.
That's it. You have a great instinct for this kind of delicate work. And you've added functionality with your design choices. I can see you're a veteran. These prongs make this a very useful melee weapon if you wish to remain discreet.
Would you like to see one of the other ones?
Certainly. Oh, that's a lovely piece of scrap metal.
Junk. It's nothing but junk.
Yeah. The wood comes from the Byrok tree, you know, in Kashyyyk, the Wookiee planet.
Yes.
Byrok is sacred to the Wookiees. They only use it for temples and weapons. The philosophy here is that the organics stabilize the saber and make it more reliable, because the force is created by living things. This is a real innovation in lightsaber tech and a beautiful build. You should be very proud.
Thank you. I am very proud. Thank you.
So again, this experience is really cool. Like it's really neat. If you are a big Star Wars fan, you want to build your own lightsaber, like truly build your own lightsaber, this is the way to do it. It is, I mean, a lot of people think it's pricey. It is up there in price. I think it's like it's a little over $300, something like that. But I'm going to tell you right now, if this is your thing, if you're a Star Wars fan and you want to build your own lightsaber, not get a legacy lightsaber, not get something that's already put together, but build your own lightsaber. Like this experience is amazing. It's worth it. So it's just something to think about if you're heading to, you know, Disney's Hollywood Studios and Galaxy's Edge in the future. All right, guys. Well, we did it. We made it through Star Wars Day, Space People Day. Yay, 2024. I had a good time. We had a good time hanging out with our friends. Like I said, for the most part, it is just a regular day. Hopefully Disney will listen to the fans and bring back either Star Wars weekends, maybe do Star Wars nights, kind of like they do in Disneyland, or something kind of in between, like something, just because it is a big day. They have a lot of people that plan to be at the park for the day to kind of celebrate and kind of be in the moment and that sort of thing. So, I mean, you know, the future, we will see. Like, there's a lot of plans going on with Disney in the parks and stuff, and a lot of stuff still coming. So hopefully something's in the works, and you know, we'll be surprised next year and then moving forward. But all that remains to be seen. As always, thank you for following along on my little adventures, and as always, I am Mike the Bee. You never know where I'm gonna be. I'm just gonna be. You be too. I'll see you guys later. Bye.